Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2016 IIHF World Championship game between Team France and Team Finland. Добрый день, уважаемые любители хоккея! И добро пожаловать на игру IIHF чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 между командами Франции и Финляндии. Представляем судейскую бригаду матча. Судей Международной Федерации хоккея. The referees of the game are Roman Goffman and Maxim Сидоренко. Главный судьи матча Роман Гофман и Максим Сидоренко. The linesmen are линейные судьи Николас Плюри and Miroslav Lohotsky. Starting lineup for Team Finland. Стартовый состав команды Финляндии. Goalkeeper, вратарь. Number 19, номер 19, Микка Коскинин. Defenders, защитники. Number 2, номер 2, Вилли Попка. Number 7, номер 7, Эса Линдел. Forward, нападающий. Number 29, номер 29, Патрик Лайне. Number 61, номер 61, Александр Барков. Number 36, номер 36, Юсси Йокинин. The starting lineup for Team France. Стартовый состав команды Франции. Goalkeeper, вратарь, number 39, номер 39.
Welcome inside Jubileeni Sports Palace for preliminary round action. Finland getting set to take on France. Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. Look at your starting netminders. Koskinen will get the start in net for Finland. 5 goals on 51 shots in the tournament, while Cristobal Huet gets the start again for France with 27 saves and a win over Germany. Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. Ray, it's been a good start to the tournament for Finland, taking care of business against the teams they're supposed to beat, and France would qualify as such.
They would. The Finns have been excellent. I've been really impressed, as you are most times when you watch the Finns, how hard they work, how much they're able to stay in control of games. They've given up just 64 shots in their first 4 games. Defensively, they've been outstanding. And while we've talked a lot about Patrick Laine at the start of the tournament, they're a well-balanced team, and the French have played some pretty good hockey. They don't give up much either, and that's how they'll have to stay in this game.
Finns start up front with Barkov, with Jokinen and Laine. This is Esa Lindell. Circles back to his own zone, across to Poka. Poka slowly across the blue line, tries to get the red, dumps it in. Laine moves in on the forecheck with Huet out to play it. Back to the line, Lindell waits, throws a puck towards the crease. That hit Laine. Jokinen battling with Fleury along the boards. And away comes France. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare onto the wing for Troy. Had a hat trick in a win against Hungary. And away with it is Barkov. Alexander Barkov, round behind the net, throws it back to the point. To the near side for Hietinen. His shot will miss. Off the back of Troy, Laine has it. Down low, Jokinen back to Laine. He had his stick tied up. And away comes France, Perret. On the wing for Troy, threw it towards the net. Batted out of the air by Koivu, and down the other way with it. Komarov, quick shot there, and Cristobal Huet has it.
Kari Alonen is the Finnish coach. He played 37 games in the National Hockey League with Calgary and Edmonton. And Dave Henderson, the longtime coach in France, a 21-year player, now in his 12th World Championship, 9 of them at the top level, and has made a life coaching hockey in France. I guess you never know where the road takes you, but he left to play over 30 years ago in France, and he's been there since, the Winnipeg native.
Coaching the national team since 2004. Mikko Koivu plays it back to Jokela. Takes a big hit as he moved the puck up ice. Across the line comes Granlund. Granlund looks to the front, fires, rebound is right there in the blue paint in front of Cristobal Huet, and France clears. Up into the Finnish zone. Ate Otama loses the handle, thrown back to the line. Touch pass, doesn't connect, and away comes Granlund. Dumps it in on the forecheck is Otama. Sebastian Aho. Down into the corner for Koskaranta. He's shoved around down there. Fiorelli in to help out. Salmela from the point. Puck hits a skate, then a body. Lays there for Salmela. He'll pinch down. Cuts back right to the front. Right out in front and a chance for Koskaranta. And Huet had to be sharp.
Those two have played really well together, Fiorelli and Koskaranta. Koskaranta, who plays here in St. Petersburg in the KHL, denied from about 10 feet away. A terrific stop by Cristobal Huet.
Johan OV2 lays it ahead for Lampierre, and he's content to relieve the pressure and fire it into Finland's end. Damien Fleury, hard around the boards. Matti Pihlström into battle for it. Belmar, Salmela in there as well. Yorick Troy, listen out with that shot. On the far side, Pulkkinen tried to one-hand it ahead, but couldn't find Pihlström. Pass in behind Fleury. Asa Lindell, cross ice. Pulkkinen has some speed, hits the line. Bodied hard there by Troy.
A couple really strong finishes by Troy and by Clairot earlier in the period as the French have tried to get on the body here in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Sasha Troy, number 77, 6'4", 209 pounds. The younger brother of Yorick, who's 6'3", 214. As the puck pushed into Koskinen, he hangs on.
Well, Cristobal Huet, 129 wins in the National Hockey League. He's been through a lot as the backbone of this French team. Beautiful feed from Fiorelli to Koskaranta. Wide open in front, he's got room. That's a well-placed shot. Huet reads the play, spreads out, and makes the right pad stop. Koskaranta has 1 goal in the tournament. He had 15 in the regular season.
Patrick Laine up the right side. Tried to throw it across ice. That hit a leg and bounces into the glove of Cristobal Huet. Strong start to the tournament for Laine. 6 points in his first 2 games, Ray. 4 goals. Just an assist since. What have you seen?
Well, what I see is a guy that can be an absolute dynamite finisher on the power play, but we got a glimpse of where I think he has to grow, Ryan, right on that last rush. He goes over the blue line, he stops his feet, and he coasts into the offensive zone, and that may work at the younger level. That's what he can do almost as good as anybody.
An absolute cannon for a shot, and wait till Finland's on the power play. They love to get it to him.
It's really an Ovechkin-like shot. The delivery is very similar, and he's got to find a way to improve his skating a little bit. I believe is going to be the mark on Laine. It's not going to be whether he can finish in the NHL. He'll be able to do that.
OB2 onto the left side for Delorier. They're dumping it. Topi Jokela to the left side. Bounces off a stick. Granlund will get another chance here to clear. Goes back for Jokela. Cal Granlund away with it. Loses the handle over the line. And France will clear. Pietinen takes to the turn feed, looks up ice as Mikko Koivu. In over the line, Koivu rides to slide a pass through. Belmar comes away with it. Belmar over the line. Detroit snapshot. And that off the stick of Lassi Kukkonen up into the netting.
A really nice close by Belmar defensively on Mikko Koivu. And then they spin out of the zone and he gets the chance to Sasha Troyo, who's got 15 to 18 feet in front of the net. The puck deflected up into the netting. You mentioned, Ryan, a little earlier, he had 3 goals in the 6-2 win against Hungary. And big, strong guy, and they want to play this line, it looks, early in the game against Mikko Koivu, see if they can hold what has been a dangerous Finnish line. Although Leo Komarov is on this line for the first time in the tournament, he and Sebastian Aho have switched positions here, as Komarov was with Kostaranta in the first couple of games.
Komarov working for it behind the net. Fired out in front. Big shot coming from Kukkonen. And down to block it was Jonathan Janil. And had he known there was a player in the crease and it was going to get whistled down, he might have thought twice about blocking that.
Komarov's going to get to the front of the net. He's okay here. There's where the rule change is a little different. If he just is through the corner of the crease, they're not going to blow it dead. But he ends up getting right in front of UA. He's in the crease, and the play is whistled, and you go outside the blue line.
An important game here for France. One of 3 teams really battling for that 4th qualifying spot into the quarterfinal round out of this group. You got Canada, the United States, and Finland, and then it's France, Belarus, Slovakia, Germany really battling it out for that 4th spot as it's pulled out in front.
And the Slovaks looked like they were in real good shape. They won their first 2 games and seemed to be on their way, and then they have just collapsed in their last couple of games and now have some difficult contests left.
Pierala dumps it in on the forecheck as Kostaranta. Through the middle of the ice now, Meunier across the line. Little hesitation, then misfires. Ville Polka, New York Islanders' 2nd round draft pick. Played in Rockford of the American Hockey League this season. Away with it for Finland. Pielstrom dumps it into the corner. Laid in behind the net, Baron. Troubled there. And France will clear.
Talked at the start that the way the French stay in the game is by not giving up very much. Only allowed 2 shots here. One of them, of course, the point blanker, but just 2 shots in 7 minutes against the Finns here in this first period.
Teemu Pulkkinen working against a couple of French players. Reitz comes away with it. Up into Lahunin.
Just added to the Finnish roster today.
Pietinen on the right side, circles back as Laine at the point. Laine throws it to the front of the net. That hit Barkov. Tried to find Laine in the high slot. Puck played back out to center. Barkov now across the line, leaves it. Laine looks to the middle, nobody there, circles. Works the cycle with Jokinen. Jussi Jokinen back to the point. Kalpiakala misses. And Troy content to just clear the zone. Third World Championship for Topi Jääkelä. Setting up behind Koskinen. Panthers draft pick, moves it ahead. Mikael Granlund with some speed. Tried to load it up, but couldn't shoot. This is Laurent Meunier for Troy. Dumps it in. Linesman waves off the icing as his brother was in. Yorick Troy working down low. Nobody at the point. And Dude Favel will set up behind Cristobal Huet. Dude Favel on the dump in. Held up there by Koskinen. Leaves it for Otama. Kukkonen now forced to turn back. Finland trying to get organized on the breakout. Almost turned it over there. And away comes Sebastian Aho. Aho over the line, steps around Didier Faval. Look for Koskarana in front, picked off. Away comes Belmar. Pierre-Edouard Belmar of the Philadelphia Flyers loses it, chases into the right corner. In the middle of the ice, and Aho starts away with it. To the left side. Aho for Salmela. Played out to center by Damien Fleury, but this is going all the way. It'll be coming back on the icing.
Sometimes the stats aren't really truthful indicators. Other times they tell you exactly what's going on. The shots are 2-0 Finland here through 9 minutes and 50 seconds. The Finns have given up an average of 16 shots a game in the first 4.
That's impressive.
And they haven't given up one yet. I don't know what Koskinen's down there playing around in the goal crease. There's like no snow to move from post to post. And he's just, I don't know what he's doing, trying to stay awake, I guess. But this is exactly the type of game or style of game that the French would want. Check, no room, keep the game close, shorten the game. They've now wedged 10 minutes off it. And as you mentioned, Ryan, these are huge points for the French.
They opened the tournament with a huge shootout victory against Germany and got their tournament off to a fantastic start. Aitinen leaves it there for Esa Lindell. As Finland will get organized on their breakout, France content to sit back. And away comes Lindell to Barkov. Barkov over the line, circles back, holds up. Looking to the point, goes far side. Ville Polka loses it. Laine over to help out. Laine, hard pass. Lindell down low to Barkov. Barkov for Lindell. Finland with all kinds of control and zone time. Laine loads it up, fires, hits a skate. And put up over the glass, off the skate of Ritz. 8:58 left, no score between Finland and France. Back inside Jubilee Sports Palace, Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. 8:58 remaining in the first period. No score between France and Finland. France looking to improve on their 12th place finish from last year, Ray. And they're set to co-host next year.
Pretty nice venue. Get to go to Paris next year. Cologne, Germany is the other host. It's Rico Koivu's going to need a new stick. It's a co-hosted event, just as this in St. Petersburg and Moscow where the other side is taking place.
I know you're signed up for that one. If there's anything you can do for me, I'd appreciate it.
We'll have your people. We'll have to get in touch with somebody else's people.
Our bosses.
Yeah, not that any of us have people, but it really sounds good.
Ray, you've got nothing but people. And a misfire there at the point off the draw from Hietinen. In over the line, winding and firing. That was off the stick of Biron.
It's 11 minutes in, and that's a tough stop for Koskinen.
Didier Faval misfires. Bertrand throws it towards Koskinen. He had to be careful with that one. And away comes Koivu. Up the left side, Granlund was bothered there, and referee has his arm in the air. Big Sasha Troy, I believe, was the offender. Check that, it's Loic Lampierre. And so Finland will go to work on the power play for the first time tonight.
And it's a good power play, the best in the tournament, 7 for 19. As you see the hook there for Lampierre. You touched on it earlier, Ryan. This power play at some point is going to go through Patrick Laine's wheelhouse. They'll try and find him for the one-timer just inside the top of the left face-off circle.
Finland gets the draw. Jokinen with a high shot from the point. Komarov one-hands it around to Barkov. Laine on the left side. Laine looks cross ice. Puck played back to the point. Hietinen. Down to Jokinen. Barkov. Hietinen, here it comes. Big shot by Laine. Save is made by Huet. Jokinen winds down low. Komarov, Barkov with a chance, and Huet was there. Nice pad save. Laine working out of the corner, gets it to Barkov. Back to Laine. Hietinen at the point, fakes. Jokinen, one-timer, on the tip is Komarov. And Cristobal Huet was squared up to the play and makes a save. A couple of tough ones so far on this penalty kill.
This power play moves the puck really well. The shot pass deflected by Komarov, turned aside by Huet. Here's the earlier one as Huet is deep in his net. He's always played that way. Back towards the goal line. His second right pad stop of the period. Another good one, this one on Barkov. And Huet had the day off. He didn't even dress in the 4-0 loss against the United States. Florian Hardy played goal. So Huet gets back in against the Finns, and if they're going to get to the quarterfinals, Cristobal Huet is going to have a lot to do with it.
Moisan can't clear. That allows Finland to set up. Koivu to Lindell. Throws it towards the net. Off the stick of Koskaranta in front. Huet out to play it. Moisan throws it around the boards. Held in by Granlund. Nice play to Aho. Throws it down into the corner. Koskaranta is there. And the puck will be cleared around the boards by Dude Favel. France with the 9th-ranked penalty kill so far in the tournament, have killed off 14 of 18 at 78%. Lindell to Kyle Granlund. Sebastian Aho back to Lindell at the point. 24 seconds left with the man advantage. Granlund to Lindell. Back to Granlund, looks towards the net. Granlund over to Koivu, snapshot, looked for a stick in front, but it slid through everybody. Granlund works his way down, one-timer off the stick of Aho, didn't get as much on it as he would have liked.
Team Friend is playing at full strength.
Team's back at even strength. Koskaranta gets bumped.
Another penalty coming up
Puck
here.
around to Janil. Looked like Aho got hit from behind, so a boarding call upcoming, and more time for Finland on the power play. Three shots on their first power play of the game for Finland and unable to convert, but Damian Rowe sitting in the penalty box. They'll get another chance here with the man advantage. And back to their number one unit has Barkov in the middle, Laine parked on the left side, and Komarov on the right. Jokinen and Hietinen at the points. Laine Back to Hietnin. Moves it over to Jokinen. Komarov. Over to Patrick Laine, looking for his 5th goal of the tournament. Tried to force it through to Jokinen. Now Jokinen has it. Laine. Back to Hietnin. Right in on net. And that was knocked to the side, but Finland holds his own. Jokinen over to Laine. Patrick Laine working his way down towards the net. Laine tries to feather it through to Komarov. That hit a body. Komarov in behind the net, has Jokinen right in front. Jokinen looking for the stick of Barkov and down the ice.
Well, that first unit for the Finns is dangerous. They move the puck really well. Jokinen plays out on the point. Barkov, Komarov, and Laine up front with the Hietnin as the quarterback. They are dangerous. They move the puck quickly. They get pucks to the net. Komarov is a really good net front presence.
Sebastian Aho off the left side to Mikael Granlund. Down low to Koivu. Pushes it out front. Swiping at it was Koskarana. And Damien Fleury clears.
This group for the Finns used to have Timo Pulkkinen on it, but right now it's got 5 left-handed shooters. Really difficult to get it set up and have many options when everybody shoots the same way.
Granlund down to Koivu. No one-timer option from that angle. Lindell, long shot in from the point, hits Hue and ricochets into the corner. Lindell over to Granlund. The power play comes to an end. Aho looks to the front of the net. Sebastian Aho, touch pass. Koskarana just dribbles out wide. So France dodges a bit of a bullet there. Back-to-back penalty kills against the top power play around.
They've been shorthanded 20 times in 4 games plus 1 period. That's just too much for them. Got to be careful if they want to keep this game the way it is, give themselves a chance. They're not going to be able to do that much more.
Antti Pihlström in ahead of him. And offside was Jani Lajunin.
Koskaranta's right in front of the net. He had that really good chance in the first couple of minutes off the Pirula pass. This one, he just backhand wedges this past the right goalpost. A couple really good chances for Koskaranta in the first period here.
Puck played in past Hue. Big hit in the corner there as Antti Pihlström pays the price, hops right back up, and Finland has it. Pihlström circles back into the corner. He's watched there by Ovi Chu, tried to cut to the net, but Ovi Chu, the good skating defenseman for France, was there to cut that off. Now starts away with it, tape to tape to Lampierre. Cross ice. That pass is too far. Timo Pulkkinen hit hard along the boards. Dude Faval away with it high off the glass. In past Ati Otama. And back to collect it is Kukkonen. Up to the point now. Bertrand working out of the corner. And Otama pushes it across ice to Kukkonen. Up to Sebastian Aho. Carolina Hurricanes, second round pick to the middle. Fires, saved Hue. And lurking for the rebound was Ville Polka, but Cristobal Hue covers up.
Maxime Moisin has got the ice bag on his neck after delivering this check to Antti Pihlström. A solid check. He's going to end up taking the puck right underneath the ear as it was cleared around. That'll smart. Really solid hit by Moisin on Pihlström.
That's got to be a tough place to get hit.
It
throws the equilibrium all over the place.
I've had stitches there. There is no worse place, I don't think, to get stitches than your ear. They can't freeze it. And so as the doctor was sticking the needle in, he's like, this is probably going to hurt. Oh, really? And yes, he was right. For whatever number of stitches he put in there, that one hurt.
You got to hate hearing that from your doctor, hey?
Yeah, this is going to hurt. Oh, good.
You're not going to like this.
Didn't bother him though. He just went ahead and zippered it up and out you go.
Got on with the rest of his day feeling just fine. This is Heitinen playing it down behind the net. And Barkov is there. Barkov. Yetnin fires wide. Salmo at the point. Throws it behind the net looking for Barkov. Big Alexander Barkov battling. Comes away with it. Nice play by Barkov with a chance. Fires off a skate. Just wide of the net on some nice work in the offensive zone by Alexander Barkov, a player, Ray, who has really come into his own in the last 18 months.
And such a good player. The fourth pick in or the second pick in the draft, actually. Selected, and Florida looks at a franchise centerman in their midst. And he reminds me a lot of Anze Kopitar. Same type of size, same style of game. At 6'3", he's 210 pounds already, and had a fantastic year this year in Florida.
Mikael Granlund works back to the blue line, ran out of space, gets forced out by Moisan. Nice play by him. Yorick Troy loses the handle. OV2 dumps it in. Some scouts here to keep an eye on number 18 for France.
Yeah, he has been started to be talked about a little bit, along with Ultima, the Finnish defenseman who has had a really good tournament, number 55 in white, but OV2 is someone of interest here as teams start to focus in on some of the middle 20 age players. That's where Philadelphia picked up Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. It's not so much the 20, 21-year-olds they're looking at right now.
Where would a player like OV2 fit into an NHL organization? He's one of France's best players.
He would be a 5 at the highest, probably a 6 or 7, like a depth defenseman. And while that may not seem significant, how many teams are looking for defensemen, and they're looking for puck movers, guys that can skate. And the teams that might be most interested, quite surprisingly, are the best teams, because they're the ones that don't have any cap space, and they're looking for a low-cost player that might fill out their third pair.
Aho. Puck comes in onto Cristobal Huet. Blown down by the netminder, who goes over to check on Huet, make sure he's okay after taking that one up high. Bill Peters, an interested observer of Sebastian Aho's tournament.
I'm sure he's very happy with what he sees. Canada's coach is going to have the opportunity to coach Aho next year. I can't imagine he won't be in the NHL. And he is a really intelligent player, smart, scores. He was the center on that line with Laine and Jesse Puljujärvi at the World Junior Tournament. He's a really good player. His father's the general manager of the team he plays for in Finland, so he's been around the game his entire life, and it shows, quite frankly.
Final seconds ticking down now. That'll do it for the opening 20 minutes of play. So France has to be happy with that first period. No score against the top team so far. One of them in the tournament in Finland. No score through 20.
0, Team Finland 0. Счет после первого периода. Ничья 0-0. Shots on goal in the first period. Team Finland 8. Team France 2. Броски поворотов за первый период. Команда Финляндии 8, Франции 2.
Alexander Barkov taululla edelleen 0-0, ensimmäinen 20 minuuttia takana. Minkälainen maku siitä jäi?
Mun mielestä ihan hyvä, että ainoa vaan ettei saatu paikoista sisään. Että meillä oli monta hyvää paikkaa, mutta me ei tehty. Että pelataan vaan samalla lailla ja mennään vähän ahkeremmin maalille, niin sieltä ne maalit tulee.
Niin, meinasin juuri kysyäkin, että ootteko pelannut riittävän suoraviivaisesti ja mennyt tarpeeksi siihen maalille?
No enemmänkin voisi tietysti laukoa ja mennä enemmän äijää sinne maalille. Et nyt on vähän parempaa peliä kuin viimeksi, mutta silti voidaan vähän parantaa vielä.
Sano vielä lyhyesti, kun Ranskan pelistä oli puolustuksesta ennen peliä puhetta. Heillä on vaan 5 pakkia ja vähän semmoinen raihnainen osasto, niin onko siellä se heikko kohta?
Sinne vaan joo painetta ja kiekot syvää ja siellä sitten pelataan niin paljon kuin pystyy ja vastustaa väsyy ja meillä on hyvä kunto, niin voitetaan tää peli.
Kiitos paljon.
Kiitos.
Чем бы ни увлекались, что бы ни любили и что бы любили не очень, наступает момент, когда все уходит на второй план, и нас объединяет одно.
Это наша игра, потому что хоккей в каждом из нас. Шкода – генеральный спонсор чемпионата мира по хоккею.
Team France is playing at full strength. Команда Франции играет в полном составе. Team France is playing at full strength. Команда Франции играет at full strength. Команда Франции играет в полном составе.
Хоккей – это спорт, где все относятся к своему делу по-особенному. И болельщики, и хоккеисты. Здесь каждый старается изо всех сил и выкладывается на полную. Поэтому мы поддерживаем чемпионат мира по хоккею уже много лет. И вкладываемся в тех, кто выкладывается. Райффайзенбанк. Разница в отношении.
Introducing the 2016 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing Hockey Cards. Your face, your team, your card. Share it with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2016 IIHF app, powered by Škoda.
Škoda. Simply clever.
Pirelli. I0. Новая шина Pirelli I0 с уникальной технологией двойного шипа Dual Stat. Отличное сцепление и торможение на льду. Зимние шины Pirelli. Будь готов к русской зиме. Pirelli. I0. Организация складской логистики, не имеющая аналогов в Восточной Европе. Собственный товарный знак «Автозапчасти Патрон» с 2004 года. Товарный знак «Патрон» зарегистрирован в 21 стране мира. Автозапчасти Патрон. Побеждаем вместе.
Наш лед. Наша скорость. Наша надежность. Наш характер. Наша поддержка. Наши победы. Это наша игра. Это наш хоккей. И этого у нас не отнять. Ингосстрах. Официальный партнер чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года.
Back inside the recently upgraded Yubileni Sports Palace in St. Petersburg, Russia. No score through 20 minutes of play. Ray, it's the second largest city in Russia. Anytime you get sent over here, it's my fourth time, you're never entirely sure what to expect, but St. Petersburg has been a surprise, quite nice.
Awesome. I have been really impressed. It's a beautiful city. There's so much water around. We've walked around quite a bit, and I've loved our stay here so far.
Preliminary round action will wrap up here, and then the semifinals and finals will be in Moscow as Barkov goes to work behind the net. Barkov creates an opportunity but fired it wide. Held in at the line, thrown around the boards. Barkov back to Lindell. Puck to the middle of the ice. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare comes away with it up to Fleury. Off the wall, Laine on the back check. Patrick Laine back deep to help out. Over comes Barkov. Patrick Laine away. Has Jokinen and Lindell. Laine over the line. Fakes. Waits. Trying to toe drag it into himself. And here's Barkov. Back to Hietinen.
Ryan, there is a play that anyone that's drafting Laine is that's too many men on the ice that got away with that. But that they're gonna show Laine and say that can't work in the NHL. He didn't move his feet from the red line to the top of the circles. He will get caught every time. And he's been able to do it. He's been able to get away with it. He's been able to, because he's bigger and stronger. And you gotta learn. And it's not just an observational point. The trick will be, can he get that out of his game? And we won't know.
And other players have been able to. They said the same thing about Leon Draisaitl coming out
Sure.
of his draft. Bigger guy. Struggled to keep his feet moving at times and did improve it in his second season.
And I think there is such enormous expectation on Laine, and it's different than Austin Matthews, because Matthews is going to be able to do other stuff. Laine's either going to score or he's not. And that's going to be a lot for an 18-year-old.
Yorick Troy across the Finnish blue line. Puck played down into the corner. This is Meunier. Perret working against Hietinen. Komarov looks for Mikael Granlund out at center. Granlund up to Koivu. Koivu in across the line. Throws it back to the point. Long snapshot in, hits a shin pad. And here comes Troy. Gets it to the line. Looked like he was on the end of a shift. He'll dump it in, and France will change. Long headman pass to Sebastian Aho. Has a step. Aho to the net. Long shot. And the save is made by Cristobal Huet with two teammates crashing in on him.
Really nice quick up by the Finns through the neutral zone to Sebastian Aho. He gets inside, or rather outside of Janil. His shot turned aside by Huet, who's been very sharp, and then Janil and Rowe and Huet knocked the net off, but Sebastian Aho shows a little burst of speed, uses his body to shield the puck and create a scoring chance.
Koskarana gets the draw back to Kukkonen.
Another place the Finns dominated in that first period was in the face-off circle, won 10 of 15 draws.
France with just 2 shots on net in the opening period. Both of them came on the same play. Puck out to center. Kukkonen holds the red line.
The U.S.-Hungary game yesterday, Hungary had 1 shot in the first period and got their second shot right at the midway point of period 2. They finished with 8.
Though they do lead the tournament in songs sung to them by their fans. Pretty much start to finish, every single game those fans are singing, chanting, jumping around.
It's really cool to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like just their enthusiasm and how proud they are that their country is in the World Championship for the first time since '09.
Puck bounces off the skate of Moisan. And this is Polkinen circling back, looks to the middle of the ice. Yunin couldn't find the handle. Whoa, hit from behind there. That was Teddy DaCosta. A bit of a dangerous shove. The referee didn't like that, and so Finland will get another chance. Their third on the power play.
The French were able to kill off both in the first period. It's the most dangerous 3 feet of the rink around the boards, and Brian Burke has long talked about a bear hug with a defending player would be able to wrap that player up and take him right to the boards, then immediately let go. It hasn't gotten a lot of traction, but to me, it's something that I think they should take a look at. It would make that play far safer.
Another significant incident in the NHL last night as Line misfires. Callahan hit on the tang.
5-minute boarding penalty, and to me, it should be more than that.
Hietinen. Over to Jokinen, down low, Komarov looked for Line, but that was picked off by Fleury. France knows that's who they're trying to find. Far side one-timer, and just fired wide by Jokinen.
Nice feed from Barkov. He goes right across the seam, and Jokinen's got room, just misses the side.
Komarov plays it back for Patrick Line, winds up through the neutral zone and throws it into the bench, almost hit the trainer in the head.
Got the look of someone that's getting a little bit frustrated. I think you just have to remember when you watch these guys play, they're 18 years old, that he came out of the gate just, scoring 2 goals in each of the first 2 games, and I think the expectation was that he's going to do this all the time. That third game that they played against the United States, I had the feeling going into the game that everyone was expecting him and Matthews to just light the game up, and I think what we saw is 2 really good young players that are 18 years old.
They are boys among men. I mean, they are.
Very, very few underage players play in this tournament anyway, and very few dominate. That's for, obviously even less do. Dylan Larkin was good last year.
Lindell with the point shot. Aho looking for the rebound, and that just fired wide. Koivu now to Aho. Finland trying to get this power play going. Down to Granlund, back to Lindell, loads, fires, and scores! Esa Lindell with the big point shot, had some traffic in front, and Finland's power play gets him on the board.
The best power play in the tournament, scores their 8th power play goal of the tournament. Esa Lindell had 14 goals for the Texas Stars in the American Hockey League. I can't imagine he's not going to be one of those guys pushing for a spot in Dallas next year. With Texas in the playoffs, Gary Lettman sent a text message to Jim Nill, the general manager of the Stars, and said, is there any chance that you would think of releasing Esa Lindell? They viewed this as a really good opportunity for him. Lindell shows up and has had a very good tournament. His first goal of the tournament is a power play marker, and the Finns power play finally punches through. 1 for 3 today in a 1-0 lead.
So after a sleepy opening 26 minutes of this game, we'll see if this opens things up a little bit. And now France is going to get an opportunity on their first power play of the night, a tripping call upcoming.
We talked in the opening about the Minnesota Wild's contributions to this Finnish team, as there's the tripping penalty to Jani Lajinen. Granlund and Koivu pick up assists. They each have points in every game of this tournament for the Finns. They help out on Esa Lindell's power play blast.
So face off to the right of Mikko Koskinen.
The Finns have given up 1 power play goal against in the tournament.
France does get that draw. OV2 loads it up, easy save. Koskinen. In behind the net, this is Troy. Troy cycles down. Around to Belmar. DeRozier. Down low to Belmar. Belmar throws it through the crease. Fleury chips it into the corner. DeRozier. Bodied there. Into the near corner for Belmar. Back to the line, OV2. Walks the line, back to Belmar. Back to OV2. Snapshot, found a stick, but tipped over the net. Belmar to the line, OV2. Far side, one-timer misfires.
Fleury's the guy, 9 blue, that they're looking for in the one-time. He's over in that left circle.
There it is again. Didn't get much on it. Saved by Koskinen, and Koivu will clear.
Fleury scored the game winner in the shootout against Germany as he zipped one into the shelf.
Here he comes off the right side. Drops it for Bertrand. DaCosta at the point. Back to Bertrand. DaCosta. Gets it back in the corner. Now Perrier to the line, Rao. DaCosta to Rao. Looks far side. Brings it back for DaCosta. Head fake to the line, winds, fires into a sea of bodies. And Yakala chases into the corner. Bertrand had it and lost it. Fired down into the corner. And Mika Piarala will fire it down the ice.
And the Finns will kill the penalty off moments after killing or scoring their own power play goal. Their special teams continue their fine work.
Puck taken by Anssi Salmela. Works his way up the left side. Salmela bothered there by Meunier. Gives way to Jokinen. In the middle of the ice, puck bouncing around dangerously in the feet of Jude Favel. Favel onto the wing. Troy turns it over, middle of the ice. Jokinen on it. Hands it off to Barkov. Barkov to Jokinen. He lost it. And the puck is cleared up into Finland's bench. 12:02 remaining in the middle frame. Finland, 1-0 lead on France. Back inside Jubilee Sports Palace for Group B action here at this World Championship. Meantime, over in Moscow, Group A, Gustav Nyquist has his 6th goal of the tournament. And that will break the tie with Taylor Hall. He is now in the goal-scoring lead as Sweden has taken a 1-0 lead on Norway. Taylor Hall, a lot of points for Canada last year, having another good offensive year here at the tournament. One of those bubble guys for the World Cup team here, trying to prove to Mike Babcock he'd be a worthy addition to Team Canada.
Well, his production 2 years in a row on the international stage has been more than good. I found it interesting in the last game when Canada needed a little bit of a jump start. They had Hall on the left wing with McDavid, and almost instantly they became the most dangerous line.
Right out in front. Oh, what a chance that was for Koivu. And I don't know how that didn't get in. OV2 perhaps with the block.
OV2 was behind the goaltender, and this hits halfway up the shaft of the stick.
A glorious opportunity for Finland to open up a 2-0 lead. Koivu's not going to miss often from there, but a nice play by OV2.
Koivu had UA frozen, walked around him. It's a wide open net that doesn't go in.
Here comes Aho off the left side. Sebastian Aho tried to feed it in backhand.
You're not going to beat Cristobal UA with a deke and slide it through his legs. He shuts that off every time.
Big hit at the blue line by Piarala. Brings Aho back the other way. Kostarana. Aho. Puck bounces down to the side of the net, into the corner. Belmar. He gets bumped. Back to the line. Piarala. Cross for Jakala. He loads one up and into the abdomen of Cristobal UA.
Well, Koivu's asking them to go and review this play. Koivu's going to get the puck. He gets around UA, and there is Ovitu knocking this puck out of the air. And they want the officials to come over and review this. This will be the best view here. No, what a stop by Ovitu.
Interesting in Canadian practice just yesterday. At the end of practice, the players were working on a drill where they were standing in front of the net, having the other guys throw pucks at them, and the defensemen were working on batting them away from the crease. It's a hand-eye skill.
Well, Koivu's talked them into checking on this. The best look here is the overhead look that clearly will show whether the puck crosses the line or not. This is the one here. Ovitu scrambles back behind UA. That's a great look, and it's no goal.
Ovitu all over the ice for France tonight, getting all kinds of ice time. He's averaging 26 minutes a night in this tournament. Koivu looking for his 4th goal, but I think he's going to come up short here.
I always wonder when there's a play like this, they're looking at all the angles, but the only angle you need is the overhead. That takes 5 seconds. Like, this is the only one that you need to see.
There's no question here. It's just a matter of the referee maybe doesn't get them in the same order that we do. And
you're using logic there, Ryan. It's almost like you using that throat spray to keep your throat healthy for the broadcast. It was nice of Darren Greger to tweet that out, wasn't it?
Yes. Greg's always very helpful with his commentary.
Oh, is he ever?
It's just being practical, Ray. It's just being practical. 2 games today, you know the drill.
But your voice sounds great.
Thanks, buddy.
I think it's the spray.
Wait till the 3rd period this afternoon.
You'll be drinking the spray.
This is Troy battling along the wall. Biron throws it out to center for Perret. High off the glass. Biron in behind the net. Looks back to the point. Near side, Troy throws it into Huet, who had some traffic in front, but snatches it with the glove.
There is Mikko Koskinen, the 2nd-round pick of the New York Islanders in 2009. He played 4 games in the NHL in February of 2011. He won 2 of them. That's been it for him. And he never really could punch through in New York, and played his 3rd year in the KHL here in St. Petersburg and played 42 games, had another good year. Last year he was outstanding. His numbers led the KHL in both goals against and save percentage.
Won the Gagarin Cup with St. Petersburg. Top goalie he was named in 2014. And puck dumped high into his glove. With a few French players lurking, he elects to hang on to it.
Here's the player you referred to earlier as Bill Peters of Team Canada and the Carolina Hurricanes, keeping a real close eye on. Sebastian Aho's a 2nd-round draft choice in 2015 rather. Look at how quickly he gets to the front of the net there, denied on that last breakaway. He gets off the wing and into the middle of the ice so quickly. He's such a dynamic skater, but a really clever player. He's going to be a very versatile player in Carolina, and they expect him to make the team next year.
Back down now for Patrick Laine. Dishes it off to Pulkkinen. Pulkkinen circles back, had Lindell at the point. Stead gives it to Jokinen. Laine out of the corner. Laine gets it back, high shot, tipped and scores!
That's going to get reviewed immediately.
It was Barkov in front of the net, the redirection, but it looked a little high.
This one will be difficult to me, Ryan. The toughest review is trying to get the angle if the puck makes contact with the stick over the crossbar. It's so difficult to get everything to line up on the right line. Line is just going to fling this towards the net. Barkov deflects it. And I said the other one takes 5 seconds. This will take longer. It's so hard, even from that view, to tell where exactly is the puck making contact on the shaft of his stick.
Mikko Koivu over to discuss things with the other official as Laine and Barkov await a decision. And Barkov is 6'3". Got it with the heel of his stick.
One of the rules that I've never really quite understood is that you can high stick the puck all over the ice as long as it's below your shoulder. That's really, I don't think that's going to count either. Yet you have to high stick or you can only get your stick up to the level of the crossbar. So there's two different rules for the same play. And I've always thought it's way too complicated to get the view that you need to get from the crossbar to the stick deflection as opposed to just using the guy's shoulders.
So a long delay here as the referee getting a number of looks at it. Barkov hoping this will be his second goal of the tournament.
59 points for Barkov this year in Florida. 28 goals is I don't know, I'm guessing now, but I think my eyes are telling me that's a high stick.
Well, he's having the same trouble we are. That's referee Roman Goffman of Russia looking over things in the penalty box. Now discussing with the timekeeper a little bit. There are a lot of reviews that can be fairly black and white, Ray, but this is definitely not one of them.
It's not. The other thing that always happens, I have to point out, Dave Henderson's tie always ends up looking like that. I don't know exactly what he does back there, but rarely does his tie end up where it starts.
That's the Winnipeg knot. Barkov waiting on. You hear some whistles out of the stands. A lot of the fans from Finland here putting the hex of some sort on the referee, waving their arms at him.
Oh, no. Okay, so if I look at it in that instance, that looks like the contact is right by Barkov's shoulders. Barkov is much taller than the crossbar.
And still no decision, and doesn't appear we're going to have one anytime soon. Really taking their time wanting to get this one right. Finland, I mean, only up 1 goal on France here through almost 31 minutes, and France has to be fairly happy with where this game is at right now, despite the fact they haven't generated much, Ray.
No, I think the game has gone probably about as well as they could expect. They took the third penalty that was a DaCosta cross-checking penalty on Pulkkinen, and not a great penalty to take. The Finnish power play was able to capitalize on it. The shots are 12-4. I mean, it would be, when you say they haven't done much offensively, the French had 2 shots, both of them on the same play in the first period.
Laine didn't get everything he wanted on that shot, kind of misfired it, which put it up high.
I think after a while here, you just got to step off the curb and make the call. Like, you can look at that video 1,000 times and
It's not going to get any more clear, is it?
No, it's...
Now you got players out on the ice trying to stay fresh, skating around. Barkov stepped off the bench now. He wanted to go for a skate. You got 10 players from either side on the ice. They're milling about together. Koivu is having a chat with UA. And it looks like we have a decision. Goffman's going to take some time and clean his visor before he comes out of the penalty box.
Didn't he have time to do that? He's been in there for about 7 minutes.
And here he comes. Clear as mud, Ray.
Oh, absolutely. I knew it all the time.
2-0 Finland.
I think review, you know, we all talk about, oh, we want to get the call right. I still don't know if they have it right. I guess they do because it's 2-0, but the French are not going to be thrilled with the call. The Finns take what is looking like an enormous 2-goal lead.
By number 61, Alexander Barkov.
So that's Alexander Barkov from Patrick Laine, who picks up an assist. Jokinen gets one as well. And that'll push Patrick Laine to 8 points on the tournament, 4 goals and 4 assists. That review, a speedy 6.5 minutes long. So after a brief intermission, the players will get back at it here. 9:10 left on the clock, 2-0 Finland leads. France has not generated much, so a 2-goal deficit now is a mountain to climb. As the puck's moved ahead to Granlund, he can't find it. Yanil to Fleury, and thrown down into the corner where Polka takes over. Puck ends up in behind him. Komarov into the middle for Lindell. Esa Lindell steps up, chops it into the offensive zone. He'll head to the bench on a change. Koivu and Granlund in on the forecheck. Mikael Granlund centers for Komarov. This fires wide. Granlund, Yetnin from the point, loads it up off a skate and into the corner. Fleury onto the wall for Troy. Finds Meunier joining the rush. Throws it behind the net. Yetnin working against Troy. With a size mismatch there, but Finland comes away with it. Granlund at the end of a shift. Topi Jakala. He'll fire it in past UA. Koskarana moves in on the forecheck. Taking it is Meunier. Baron. Starts out through center. Gregory Baron. Over the offensive blue line. Dishes it to Meunier. Throws it towards the front of the net. And Koskinen, who took a bump after making the save, pushes it to the right. And France will regroup. And across the Finland's line. Rau. Kukkonen plays it into the corner, takes a bump. Here's Otama. Working against Desroger. Koskarana in to provide some help. Ritz lost the handle. Moisan spins and fires. Koskinen leaves it there for Kukkonen to Sebastian Aho. Things getting a little choppy here for Finland. Clario shot over the glove of Koskinen. Laid down into the corner. France trying to work their way out of the corner and puck into the glove of Mikko Koskinen. 2-0 Finland leads, 6:38 left in the second.
Don't believe
13-6, Finland with the edge on France. Shots on net, 2-0 lead. Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. Ray, later today, Canada getting set to take on Slovakia, looking to move to 5-0, and assuming Finland does here today, those two teams setting up for quite a final preliminary round game.
And the real, of course, importance is that quarterfinal matchup on the other side becomes a lot easier if you're sitting in the 1 seed.
Canada with 25 goals on the board through 4 games played. Their offense firing on all cylinders here in St. Petersburg.
And after scoring 9 goals in their first 2 games, Slovakia has just 3 in their last couple.
This is Pielstrom over the French line, dumps it into the corner. And away comes France. Played in by Rao. Bertrand in on the forecheck. 6 bodies converge. Polka pushes it ahead. Volkanen can't get the pass across. Back to the line. Hietnin to the near side for Jakala. Throws it into the pads of Cristobal Huet. Hasn't seen action for a little bit here. And makes the easy pad save.
Sometimes the goal differential feels a little different than it is. Like right now, 2-0 feels, as you said earlier, like a mountain for France to climb. They've really had trouble putting a couple of passes together where they can get out on the rush and try and create something. The Finns have just been so good in this tournament defensively. They've not given up anything in the way of shots or chances.
Chance in the high slot for Troy. His backhand hit a body and puck bounces behind the net. Away comes Barkov. Over to Patrick Laine. Laine across the blue line, finds Jokinen, heads to the net, does Laine. The return feed, he scores! Little give and go there from Patrick Laine. And he finishes it off. He's got his 5th of the tournament. And Finland now leads 3-0.
Well, beautiful play by Laine to give it up and then go get to the empty part of the ice to chip it in. Watch how he uses his reach to make this play. He puts the puck through the stick and feet of Didier Favel. Jokinen heads up. He now tied for the tournament lead in assists as Jokinen with 7. It's a beautiful feather dish onto the stick of Patrick Laine, and the 18-year-old goal scorer scores for the first time since the 2nd game of the tournament. And the Finns are up 3.
And mercifully, a clean goal, no review required.
We are fans of that.
This is Otama. Back to Otama. Yo Komarov pushed the puck ahead to Koivu. Too far for him. That'll come back in the icing.
Even in the first period where not much was going on, this line, Jokinen, Laine, and Barkov was cycling the puck around, creating some chances. Look at Jokinen, heads up the whole way. He knows that he's going to try and go back to Laine, and he's looking for the space to put it into. Laine able to reach to the puck out on the give and go, and 3 goals in the 2nd period for the Finns.
Finland starts out of the zone, onto the right side, pass too far for Granlund. Facing Moisan, who neatly circles back. Heads out the other way, the headman pass to Perret over the line. Rims it around into the corner. Meunier. Back to Perret, watched by Polka. One-timer from the point, goes high and wide. Troy throws it out in front, and Granlund is there to collect it. Komarov off the boards, turns it over. France maintains control. Back to the line, Clairiou hit Granlund, that hurt. Clairiou with another chance, in on Koskinen, and another easy save for Mikko Koskinen.
Mikhail Granlund on the limp here as he goes back, no pressure on his left foot. As he's going to end up blocking this shot. He actually gets his foot up in the air. Having trouble putting any weight on it down at the end of the Finnish bench. Tobias Reeder from the Arizona Coyotes and Team Germany was banged up when he ran into Corey Perry the other day against Canada. And he's headed back to Arizona with some kind of knee injury at this point. And there's always a danger when you come over and play. And you hope, you think about it once in a while, but you just hope that you get through the tournament fine.
Reeder played a full 82-game season, was healthy all year long, and that is a big loss for Germany.
And an accidental contact play with Perry. Neither of the players saw each other, and unfortunately for Reeder, he was hurt.
Toscarana plays it ahead to Aho. Nico Pierala across the line. Pierala with some time, drives the net, pushes it to the forehand, lifts it over the net. DaCosta. Kietinen works his way out of the corner, reverses. Issa Lindell backtracks. Circles back and waits for help. Finland will regroup on the breakout. Puck dumped in. Dude Favel working against Laajunen in the corner. Laajunen comes away with it, gets it back to the line. Jakala, one-timer. That hit Bertrand. And he'll start away. Tried to step around Kietinen. Puck knocked away from him. And here's Jakala. Opie Jakala lifts it high in on UA. France also playing without Tim Bozan, Habs third-round pick from 2012. Patrick Laine, speed through the neutral zone, dishes it ahead for Barkov, moving to the net. And UA got a piece of that and covers up.
Granlund looks like he's okay sitting on the bench still, which is a good sign. Not that his foot feels much better than it did a couple of minutes ago, but
Wasn't the hardest shot, but sometimes if it catches you just in the right spot, eh?
well, I tried not to find that out. That's why we had a goalie. Got lots of pads on. Oh, the game was so different, wasn't it? They kind of asked you to stay in the shooting lanes then, and
It's a requirement now.
everybody.
Absolute must do. And you see some of the best players around the game killing penalties as well. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, an example in Edmonton, killing a penalty this year. Blocked a shot with his hand.
Breaks his hand.
Breaks his hand.
Brendan Gallagher broke his hand in Montreal, blocking a shot.
Not as acceptable, the Ferraro Flamingo, as it was back in the day.
It was way safer, I'll tell you that.
That shot tipped, and Barkov couldn't corral the backhand.
Well, it was a big deal. Like, we used to talk about Guy Carbonneau being so great at blocking shots because it was also a rarity. There just wasn't many guys that did it. Not like that.
And guys are making a living at it now.
Yes.
I mean, getting in the shooting lanes the way it's coached. That's the hallmark for a number of third and fourth line players around the league who, if you're good at it, you can find a place to play.
It's funny, the fourth liners used to be the tough guy and maybe a face-off guy. Now they've got to be able to skate. They've got to be able to play a role on your team, whether it's a penalty killer or someone that they can rely on late in the game to help defend a lead.
Fired in by Granlund. Around the boards, Koivu. Point shot in, off the stick of Polka, and that is deflected wide. Komarov now. The middle of the ice, drops it for Koivu. Leaves it for Lindell. Final minute of play here in the second period. Komarov behind the net. Has Granlund, tries to find him, and puck bounces away from him. Koivu. The far side, Polka. Looking to the front of the net, back to the line. Koivu. Lindell loads it up, fires, and Cristobal Huet makes a save.
Well, Lindell can shoot the puck. We saw that on his goal on the power play to get the Finns on the board, but a really good zone time shift. Mikko Koivu had the puck a lot on that last sequence before he finds Lindell.
Finland wins the draw. Aho over to Jokela. Waits, now he shoots. Out of body parked in front. Finland looking to extend the lead here late in the second period with some O-zone time. Koskarana back to the line. Yetnin. Jokela throws it to the front of the net. Tipped dangerously there. And that skipped to the right of netminder Cristobal Huet. Round back of the net, Aho. Shoved off the puck. And France will dump it high out into center ice. Buzzer sounds, 40 minutes in the books. France nursing their way neatly through that second period. 3-0, they lead France.
Счет после второго периода. Франция 0, Финляндия 3. Shots on goal. In the second period, Team Finland 8 shots, Team France 6 shots. Вражеским воротам во втором периоде команда Франции 6 бросков, команда Финляндии 8 бросков.
Jos et sä tiedä. Patriklainen pari erää nyt takana. Sä oot edellisessä muutamissa peleissä vähän ruoskinut itseäsi, et ollut tyytyväinen. Onko nyt mukavampaa ja tehokkaampaakin?
No ei toi alkupuolisko tuosta pelistä, niin ennen noita paria maalia, niin ei se häppöstä ollut omalta kohdalta. Et vähän pitäisi reagoida nopeammin ja paremmin kiekon kanssa, mutta nyt on taas mukava pelata ja on se tietysti koko ajan, mutta kiva kun onnistuukin.
Barkov sanoi tässä haastattelussa edellisellä erätauolla, että kylmän viileästi pitää olla kärsivällinen, mennä klassisesti suoraviivaisesti sinne maalille, niin tääkö se lääke oli tässä erässä?
Kyllä joo, se on. Yksi jätkä pitää olla maalilla koko ajan päivystämässä siellä, että sieltä me kuitenkin 2 maalia pystyttiin tekemään, että nyt vaan jatketaan samaa rataa vikaera.
Sano nyt kuitenkin vielä lyhyesti, kun Suomen kansa tällä hetkellä tuntuu kaikkein eniten odottavan niitä sun maaleja, että miten herkullinen tää tuoreen oli?
No, ihan se. Kaikki on yhtä herkullisia, että kiva oli tehdä ja ammattimiehen rystylätty tippu tunnetusti lapaan ja siitä oli helppo työ siveltaa sisään.
Kiitos paljon.
Kiitos.
Встречаешь любые испытания. А как насчет твоего лица? Новый крем для лица Nivea Men создан специально для мужчин.
всегда найдется надежное решение.
Все о спорте. Здесь и сейчас. Новости. Видео. Интервью. Попади в точку. Чемпионат.ком. Чемпионат. Главное слово в спорте.
Он всегда скрыт от взглядов. Его хватка не вызывает сомнений. Именно на нем все держится. И когда нужен результат, его обеспечит Церезит. За надежную хватку отвечает плиточный клей, а затирка за безупречный внешний вид. За результатом стоит Церезит. Качество для профессионалов.
Это больше, чем спортивная форма. Это знак почета, символ гордости. И когда они надевают его, они не просто игроки. Они атланты, несущие на плечах свою страну, храбро сражаясь против лучших в мире. Именно спине вам ничего не скажет. Главное – это герб на груди. Самые яркие звезды хоккея съедутся в Торонто, чтобы выяснить, чья сборная сильнее. Кубок мира по хоккею 2016. Билеты уже в продаже.
Back inside Jubilee Sports Palace through 40 minutes of play. Finland with a 3-0 lead on France, and barring a third period collapse here, Ray Ferraro, Finland will move to a perfect 5-0 on the tournament if they can close this one out.
Then have Slovakia next, and Canada's going to get Slovakia this evening, and that all sets up for a game Tuesday that is for the #1 seed.
How do you think Finland and Canada match up from what you've seen?
Will be really interesting. I would say the Finns play less of a rush game than Canada does. The question for me will be which country's defense will hold up. You know, who can be pressured into the most mistakes. I think they're very similar. The teams have almost identical skill levels.
Here's a 2-on-1. Laine feeds it across. Lindell with a great chance, and Cristobal Ue came sliding across, got wiped out. But a fantastic save on a 2-on-1. Laine back at it, drags it, and fires it in deep. He'll head to the bench.
Ryan, we've been drooling over Patrick Laine's shot. That was a fantastic pass to Esa Lindell, and Lindell was about a foot away from his second goal of the night.
Big early save from Ue here in the third period. Shots were 16-8 Finland through 40 minutes. They've been dominating in the face-off circle as well. It won 36% through 2 periods, and loading it up and firing it there was Charles Bertrand. Hietinen will regroup in behind Koskinen. Koivu, Komarov, and Mikhail Granlund, the forward unit. Middle of the ice. Koivu loses the handle. Rao over to Janil. Onto the wall. Thrown into the glove of Koskinen.
Esa Lindell got Finland on the board on the power play in the first period. Look at this pass from Jokinen right across the ice to Laine. Laine finds the gap between the skates and the stick of Avitu. Cristobal Ue stretched as far as he can to make the stop. and then he gets steamrolled by his own guy as UA has made several outstanding saves to keep the game at 3-0. He made 2 great ones in the first period. And then this one here is about as good as it's going to get.
Puck play to the left wing boards for Ritz. In behind Koskinen. Yorala out to center for Sebastian Aho. Aho steps around one man, crosses the line to Koskarana. Pass too far for him, off the boards. Thrown ahead for Ritz. And that's down the ice on the icing. Still awaiting word for Canada on the potential of adding another player to their roster. They've got some open spots, Ray. And with the second round wrapping up, that's when they said they would wait until the Nashville Predators a potential target.
Well, now that the second round is complete, I mean, that's really your last chance, right? That's as far as you're going to be able to wait. So they probably put a couple of feelers out and then see who's healthy enough mixed in with who Canada wants and who's willing to come.
Looking for a power play style defenseman, I think.
I mean, Ryan Ellis would be a guy you would think from Nashville would be high on their list.
30-plus points this season with the Predators. Shea Weber already named to the World Cup team. A lot of players who were named to the World Cup in that initial list of 16 electing not to compete in the World Championships. You'd have to think Weber would fall into that group.
May 27th is now the deadline for the teams to name the rest of the roster.
Laine turns it over. This is Rao across the line. Rao misfires. Right in front there was LaCosta. Gets another chance off the shin pad of Barkov. Puck skips into the corner. Yetnin off his skate, dangerously out front. And Koskinen makes the safe play, covering it up.
The French looking for a good scoring opportunity, see if they can get themselves onto the board. They have a turnover in the middle of the ice and what should be a good scoring chance, and Rao unfortunately fans on the puck and it slides away. Mikko Koivu's still wearing his Minnesota Wild gloves. I guess he's going to keep those for the rest of the tournament. Really match with the blue and white, do they?
Not so much. Looking a little more like Belarus, maybe.
You could get away with that for sure.
Maybe Norway. Played ahead for Fleury across the line. Winding and firing was OV2. OV2 now jumps up into the play. Koivu adds it to Otama. That's Otama, dumps it in. UA out to play it. Hurried by Komarov. Troy. Far side to Fleury. He dumps it in and heads to the bench. France will complete a 5-man change. Sweden and Norway with goals just 58 seconds apart in Moscow. Sweden leading that game by a score of 2-1. Swedes just added a few players as well to their roster.
Burakovsky and from Washington is the forward they added, and Matthias Ekholm from the Predators. Really, really good defenseman.
And another really good find by David Poyle and his group as Sebastian Aho works out from behind the net. Baron.
He can skate, move the puck. Man, Nashville's had a lot of great defensemen over the last decade, haven't they?
Charles Bertrand throws it in on Koskinen. And not first rounders either. Shea Weber, a second-round draft pick.
Roman Josi. How about that? Roman Josi and Weber is one pair. You've got Ekholm and Ellis is another. They skate, they can move the puck. A really solid step forward for the Predators this year.
Well, and you can say they did so well with their second-round picks, they were able to trade their first-round pick on defense in Seth Jones. Rao, snapshot. That goes off the leg of Polka. Another attempt on net. Lindell clears out to center. That goes off the stick of Antti Pihlstrom. DesRochers works his way through center, weaving. Across the line, gets it back. DesRochers has it, fires, and just missed track to the right. Big hit there in the corner and a turnover. Barkov gets it back and dumps it high out to center ice. Moisan through center, steps around Laine. In onto Koskinen, blockers it down. This is Hietinen. Loops it up to Laine. Patrick Laine through center. Dumps it in behind the defenseman, but the 18-year-old didn't quite have the red line yet and isn't going to get the benefit of the doubt. The linesman on a play like that.
They call that very tightly here as well. At home, you get a stride between you and the red line. They generally give you the gray area, not so much here.
Fair to say the veterans get a little benefit of the doubt. The linesmen, the guys they know a little better.
In the face-off circle, sure. I think everybody gets the benefit of the doubt pretty much on an icing call. The red lines just seems to be like a reference point.
Becoming less and less relevant as Barkov tries to weave his way through the defense. Just whistled wide by Hietinen. Here's Laine out of the corner. Patrick Laine behind the net. Converges with Barkov. Now dishes to him. Barkov looking for Laine. Now he has him. Didn't have time to get the shot off. Laine, the reverse hit. Puck back to the line. Dumped down behind the net for Jokinen. To Barkov. He and Laine from the same hometown. We asked Laine before the tournament who his favorite player was, Ray. Born, raised in Finland. His answer? Alex Ovechkin.
I think the shot would probably be similar.
Definitely similar power play characteristics.
There's no way going to be as physical or skate the way Ovechkin does. It's pretty cool when you see young players want to emulate someone else that they've now had access to. Certainly when I was growing up, you didn't know anybody from anywhere else in the world. And even as little as probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago, it wasn't anywhere near as widespread as it is now.
Well, he certainly had access to the U.S. team in their game against the United States. In between periods, the U.S. coming off the ice walked right by Laine, and did they give him an earful? Wow.
He had run over Matt Hendricks somewhere in that second period. I believe it was the second period. And
I was standing there waiting to interview him, and he had to let the U.S. players file by him. Now, what goes on in the pit will stay in the pit. I'm not going to give away too much detail, but
were they complimenting his shot?
Definitely a few comments. Give the 18-year-old credit, though. He gave it right back.
Well, he doesn't lack for confidence, that's for sure. He's a pretty flamboyant character. I think when he gets to Canada, if Winnipeg is going to select him, if that's where he ends up, we'll all see a lot more of the personality of Patrick Laine.
And he has a physical element in his game that he can bring out now and then, although we have not seen it a lot here tonight. 12:09 on the clock, 3-0 Finland. Disappointing finish to the tournament last year for Finland, lost to the Czechs in the quarterfinal. Well, to a good start here in St. Petersburg. 4-0 on the tournament so far and 12 minutes away from moving to 5-0. 3-0 lead here on France. Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. OV2 gloves it down. Polka takes it. He's bodied down there by Meunier, who got his stick caught up into the body of Ville Polka. And the Islanders' second rounder went down to the ice. Referee makes the hooking call. And so Finland will get a chance with the power play.
Fourth power play for the Finns here is the longtime captain, Meunier, goes to the penalty box.
And yes, that is the theme song to Titanic playing over the loudspeakers right now.
We can't quite see the clock. I'm curious what the whole production of that is.
There are some interesting in-house productions that happen here in St. Petersburg, whether it's between periods or during commercial breaks.
Number 10, Laurent Meunier.
Fans normally fairly into the game. Not a bad crowd here on hand for France and Finland. Mikko Koivu starts out, drops it for Esa Lindell. Granlund dishes to Aho. Back to Lindell. Near wall for Koivu. Lindell to Aho. Looks down low. Koskarana. To the line, Lindell loaded it up, and he misfired. Granlund. Back to the line, Lindell. Koivu had to take it on his backhand. Koskaranta. He's 5 left shots, trying to set something up. Mikko Koivu, captain of the Minnesota Wild, back to the line. Lindell, low shot, tip. Save is made, and the puck is cleared away.
Good stop by UA. You're right, Ryan, it's a 5 lefty power play again, and you lose a little bit of the options from that one-time side on the left circle where the right-hander would normally be stationed.
Patrick Laine with a head of steam through center. Laine gets to the line, holds up. Dishes down low for Komarov. Yetnin at the point. Back to Laine. Looks for Jokinen, finds him. Puck bounces off his stick. Jokinen to Barkov. Back to Jokinen. Hollering some instructions. Jokinen. Couldn't get it clean to Komarov. Jokinen gets it back. Yetnin fires. Komarov is there. Blazing through the crease. And France clears again.
And we're going to get through the power play here. UA with a couple of stops in goal.
Team France is playing at full strength.
Yetnin fires it around. Laine checking back in with Barkov. Jonathan Yanil. Head to Meunier. Thrown to the front of the net. Koskinen makes the save.
Going to be a penalty here to the Finns as Leo Komarov's been whistled for cross-checking. There's also going to be a goaltending change for the French. Cristobal Huet is leaving the net, and Ronan Kumeyer is coming in relief. 50 minutes for Huet. And so Huet made 16 stops on 19 attempts, and the 28-year-old Kumeyer, who played in the Allsvenskan League in Sweden, comes into the game.
What do you make of that change?
Team Finland, number 71.
Maybe something to do with the collision when Huet had to come across and stretch to stop Lindell.
Yeah, he's having a word down at the bench.
And across the line is Fleury with a snapshot that goes off the blocker of Mikko Koskinen. And up high, France needing to get something going here with the man advantage, trailing by 3 with 9 minutes remaining. In what has not been a great offensive showing for their group, not a lot of great chances. It's been a relatively easy night so far for Koskinen.
You could see that UA was talking with one of the trainers and showing a move that went across the net. Wonder if he's not feeling right.
And into the goal, number 33.
Played a lot for France in this tournament, and they'll need him moving forward in their final 2 games against Canada and Belarus. He'll be playing it safe. OV2 at the point. Moves it down to Fleury. Threw it out in front. Belmar keeps it in at the line. Over to Fleury. Has a man. Touch pass down low. That's Troy. No shot to be had. Fleury down low. Bertrand back to Fleury. Wines fires a drive. And up into the glove of Koskinen, who came way out of his net. Looked like he wanted to play a little D there. And then he decides better of that and covers it up.
Yeah, he wanted to play D till he got out of the pack, and then he went, uh-oh, now what am I going to do with it? And he jumped on it.
And he's anxious to get out of here?
Well, turns out to be a bad decision because he got a penalty for it, too. You see him shake his head. This is my thought. Well, don't show off then. He wants to go play it, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I can't play it. He's below the goal line is where the penalty is. The puck is frozen below the line. And so a miscue by Koskinen has given France a 5-on-3 for 1:11.
Dave Henderson is going to take a moment to talk this over with his crew. A great opportunity for them to make up some ground here and try and get back into the game with a power play that has not been great tonight.
I can't even figure out what Koskinen thought he was going to accomplish there, because he threw the puck out on his backhand. You know it's your own backhand. Like, he didn't throw it out where he was going to shoot it.
Not many goalies have the strength to one-hand the puck all the way
I'm not
down
even
the ice.
sure what he thought he was going to get done there. The only thing that does happen is the puck slides below the goal line and he jumps on it, probably doesn't quite realize it at the time. It's a golden opportunity here for the French. Ryan, I'm just watching Pierre-Edouard Bellemare skate out to position. He had a towel still wrapped around his neck. So one of the guys says, hey, you got a towel on his neck. He turns around, goes and throws it. It doesn't make it to the bench. Now he's got to go back again.
Nothing like a little self-confidence before a power play.
I guess he didn't think he was on it.
And OB2 cannot maintain the blue line. And so France will have to start again in neutral ice. Bellemare moves it across the line. One of the few NHL players in France's lineup. OB2 to Fleury. Hands it off down low, right in front for Troy. And he can't get a full shot off. OB2. Desroger down to Troy. Desroger gets it back. Fleury on the one-timer, laying in the crease there, and Koskinen with the pad outstretched. Covers it up with the glove. There's a little pushing and shoving in front.
Ultima is going to get the block here on Fleury's shot. Desroger finally gets it across to where they really want it, and that's on to Fleury. Ultima makes the block with his right foot, and then he and Bellemare get tied up in front of Koskinen. Koskinen had to stretch out to make what turned out to be a pretty difficult stop.
34 seconds remaining in the two-man advantage.
Interesting that the Finns have Koskaranta taking the draw. Mikko Koivu's one of the best in the NHL. Koskaranta loses the draw.
Desroger back to the line for Fleury, far side. OV2 can't find the handle. Back to OV2. Down to Fleury. Fleury looks to the net. OV2 unloads, fires. The rebound is bouncing around, and it's in! France is on the board. It's 3-1. A power play goal. Finland does not like it. Immediately they go over to the officials and start complaining.
Well, they're complaining that Koskinen was interfered with on the play. Both officials are having a word here. Watch when the rebound comes out. It's going to hit Sasha Trail in front of the net right here. Nobody knows where the puck is. It's now in the net. You see Bellemare starting to celebrate. So this will be a good angle. The puck pops out. And right there, it's Bellemare that hits it once. Then it goes off of Bellemare. The complaint would be that Koskinen can't make the save.
Well, and Belmar in the blue paint.
Okay, he's getting pushed into the blue paint by the Finnish defenseman, which eventually propels everything into the net. Oh, here we go. Good, Ryan. Another review for us.
Well, they're going to have a conversation first before the review.
No, he's in the box already. Mikko Koivu and this one official here had quite an ongoing conversation throughout the afternoon.
Now, is the referee not obliged to blow it down if a player gets shoved into the blue paint? Bit of a judgment call there.
Well, not necessarily. I don't know that there's enough time to blow it. You can maybe say it's going to be your intention. Don't forget, we're looking at it in slow motion. That thing happens very quickly. Here's going to be the shot from Obi-2. Watch Sasha Treo and Belmar. Belmar hits the puck, and then as the puck comes out towards him, Lassi Kukkonen, number 5, is going to start. Well, he's already pushing Belmar here with his stick. This is always the most confusing area of the ice to get a real glimmer of what the replay will show. We had a difficult one earlier with the high stick. This is whether you believe Belmar interfered with the goaltender's ability to make the stop. I think because Kukkonen is pushing him in, that this should count. And if it does, there's still 1 minute and 3 left on the power play. This goal would be a power play goal. And that would wipe off the first penalty to Komarov, but Koskinen's delay of game penalty would still be on the board.
Belmar, without a goal in the tournament so far, has 3 assists heading into action today.
See, he hits the puck. I believe he's outside the crease when he bunts at the puck. It's when Kukkonen makes contact with him. We'll get a good look here. So there, he's hit the puck. He's still outside the crease.
Maybe off of a glove, are they saying? Off of his right hand, maybe?
This guy thinks it's no goal.
So this review now pushing through, closing in on the 4-minute mark.
6.5 earlier in the second period.
Roman Goffman down in the penalty box, having a chat.
Okay, so he hits it with his stick, and as he's looking for the puck, that's when Kukkonen starts pushing him in my opinion. I think this should count. But there's lots to look at. You see that Otama doesn't like the call. Everybody's got some kind of story to tell here. I think it went in. You go look at the guys in the white jerseys and they'll tell you why it doesn't count.
Belmar was 7 goals in the NHL this year, 14 points in the 76 games that he played.
He was scouted and sorry, Ryan. He was scouted and signed out of this tournament. They had obviously seen Belmar play before the World Championships 3 years ago. The Flyers had. They signed him, and he's become a really good penalty killer. Has really good energy when he plays on that Flyers 4th line.
He's got his towel back. Talking it over with teammates. And they really dig in on these reviews. Oh, it's done now.
Well, that guy's obviously an authority.
2,000 of them in the stands here wearing blue. Referee in the box doesn't even have a screen to look at. He's kind of taking a peek over the shoulder of the timekeepers right now, but more on a headset.
Watch Belmar. He's outside the crease. Now he's getting cross-checked into the crease when the puck hits him. Okay, so
might have a decision.
He's putting his lid back on, and here we go.
And again, we have a good goal off of a review. And that is a big break for France. They draw themselves right back into this game. 7:29 on the clock. They're down by 2 and have 1 minute and 3 of power play time to try and get back to work with here.
Was scored by number 41, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. Assisted by number 77, Sasha Drake. And
So
number
Bellemare with
18,
the goal from
Joanna
Trey and
Ovitu.
OV2.
Передача Joanna Ovitu.
Amazing how the complexion of the game changes. The Komarov penalty doesn't seem like much. The mistake by Koskinen to freeze the puck behind the goal line. A crazy goal, and now all of a sudden you think, wow, what if the French get another one here? Then you got 6 minutes of a finish.
Could be in for a finish if they can find one here on the power play. OV2 can't hold the line. He was pressured by Koskaranta, and so he's forced back. Drops it to Damien Fleury. Fleury over the blue line, hard rim around. Jakala is going to get there first, but it's out of his reach. Topi Jakala trying to peel the puck away. Bellemare has it. Edouard Bellemare back to the line, OV2. Back to Bellemare. Lays it down low. There's DeRozier. Troy, touch pass back to DeRozier. Played it off his skates. That was Laajunen over there to break it up. And that'll do it for the French power play.
No damage in the second minute, not even a chance on goal, as the Finns locked down to kill off the last portion of that power play.
So France will try and get something done 5-on-5, or maybe not, as Mikael Granlund got a little loose with the stick. And so the French will get another chance with the man advantage. They've got the extra attacker on the ice now. This is DaCosta. DaCosta gets it back on the breakout over for Meunier. In across the line. Back to DaCosta. Over to the far point, Baron, and look out. That bank had a chance, and if it had a little more oomph, that could have been the highlight of the night. Or the misplay of the night. France might be well off just to give it to him here. Over the line, Bertrand turns back, Barkov touches. And so with 5:17 on the clock, France is going to get another look with the man advantage. They trail by 2 against Finland. So France with a third consecutive power play opportunity here. They struck with a 5-on-3. Couldn't connect on another minute at 5-on-4, but we'll get 2 minutes or less here. 1 for 3 with a man advantage tonight with 4 shots on net. Bellemare in to take the draw, lost it clean.
Number 64.
It's almost worth taking the goalie out here. Like there's no point trying to play to be close.
Never liked how the other team gets a free shot at your net on the penalty kill. But a 6-on-4 would be nice.
If you felt you could generate some more offense once the power play's over, but how much are they going to generate if they don't score? Are they going to generate 2 more goals of offense? Not likely.
And that is definitely fair. OV2 over to Fleury. Shot hits Bellemare in front. Thrown back to the line. OV2 fakes the shot. OV2 on the half wall. Drops it for Fleury. Fleury cross ice. Broken up by Hietinen. Far side, Belmar. DeRozier back to OV2 at the line, gets it back. DeRozier to Belmar. Slot, Troy with a shot. And Koskinen covers it up. Finland content to give France some time and space on this power play.
Well, they can melt the time off if they want. The French have had just 2 shot attempts here on this power play. Fleury's one-timer hit Belmar in the leg, and then that last one by Trejo is easily turned aside by Mikko Koskinen.
Mikko Koivu in to take the face-off. 67% in the circle during this tournament. Meunier gets thrown, in steps to Costa. France gets the draw, back to the line, this is Rao. Rao and Meunier. Now to Costa. Down low. DeCosta. Works it in behind the net. Meunier parked out in front. On the far wall. Lampierre back to the point for Rao. Down to DeCosta. DeCosta faces the net, shoots. Nifty block there by Atiotama. And that'll just about do it for the power play. 10 seconds left. They'll try and get something off the rush. France in over the line with a head of steam. That's DeCosta. Esa Lindell relieves the pressure. Koskarana is bodied. Mikael Granlund out of the penalty box, picks it off. And away comes Pirala. Loops it down low. OV2. Taking over here is Greg Biron. He'll dump it in, gives chase in on Yetnin. Disrupts the play. And France comes away with it. Biron tried to throw it back to the right point, picked off. And away comes Jokinen to Laine. Patrick Laine working in on OV2. Steps around him. Want to welcome viewers who are just watching the game between Sweden and Norway happening in Moscow. Ryan Rashog alongside Ray Ferraro. Finland with a 3-1 lead here on France. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Finland on the verge of moving to 5-0, their perfect record in the tournament. Canada also 4-0. They'll play later tonight against Slovakia. Belmar over the line to Troy. He can't find the handle. Played out at the line by Jokinen. Moisan steps over the blue line. Dumps it deep onto Koskinen. Atiotama. Into Moisan. Expecting Canada to return to their regular lines tonight, Ray, after a little shuffling from Bill Peters the other night.
They got a little blast of energy when he made that line change. He flip-flopped Brad Marchand and Taylor Hall. We also have Mark Scheifele back in the lineup. Scheifele and Stone had really started to look like they had something going.
And again, awaiting word for potential defensemen to be added to Canada's roster. If one is going to be added, it's expected to happen here in the next day or two. Ryan Ellis of the Nashville Predators, a possibility. Has played for Canada at one World Championship. OV2 with the long drive in on Koskinen. Into the final 30 seconds of play here in St. Petersburg, and a 2-on-1. Barkov drives the net, backhand. And he got a piece of Kuhmeyer on the way by. Elmeyer across the line, but DeRozier was offside. They'll finish against Slovakia on Sunday and then Canada on Tuesday. A team that seems to be firing on enough cylinders to be undefeated here, Ray.
I really look at the Finns as in most tournaments as a team that's always a tough out. Right now, with the way their lineup's set, we know their top 6 forwards are very dangerous. Their bottom 6 forwards are pretty effective for them too. I mean, it's a good team. A little surprised, by the way, France has just pulled the goalie. I'm not really sure now. There's 15 seconds left. I guess you look for another goal that maybe helps in your goal differential, but I would have done it with the power play.
Finland will get a look. They fire it down the ice, and this will the icing waved off here. Komarov lurking. And looking to pad the stats a little, but 3-1 is how this one is going to end. Finland conservative, but find enough offense to get the job done. Their record now a perfect 5-0. Up next for them, Slovakia Sunday, and then the Canadians on Tuesday. That'll do it from here in St. Petersburg.
Дорогие друзья, окончательный счет 3-1 в пользу команды Финляндии. Shots on goal in the third period. Team Finland 3, Team France 10. Броски поворотов в третьем периоде. Команда Финляндии 3 броска, команда Франции 10. Shots on goal in the entire game. Броски поворотов за весь матч. Команда Финляндии 19 бросков, команда Франции 18. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded by Raiffeisen Bank International, official sponsor of the 2016 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. Дамы и господа, Raiffeisen International Bank, официальный спонсор чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016 года в России, учредил специальные призы лучшим игрокам матча. The prize will be presented by Анастасия Джинджируха, LOK Media Officer. Приз вручает Анастасия Джинджируха, руководитель направления медиа Организационного комитета чемпионата мира по хоккею 2016. Best player of Team France, number 39, Кристобаль Уэ. Лучшим игроком матча в команде Франции признан номер 39, Кристобаль Уэ. The prize will be presented by Jukka Jalonen, world champion, coach of the Finnish Ice Hockey Association. Приз вручает Jukka Jalonen, чемпион мира, тренер Финской ассоциации хоккея. Best player of Team Finland, лучший игрок матча в команде Финляндии. Number 61, Александр Барков, номер 61.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the game winner, Team Finland.
2016 IIHF World Championship will continue today. In our arena at 4:15 p.m. with the game Hungary against Belarus. Дорогие друзья, IIHF чемпионат мира 2016 года продолжится на нашей арене сегодня. 16 часов 15 минут игрой Венгрия против Белоруссии.
Выражаем благодарность в проведении матча волонтерам за отличную работу и создание радушной атмосферы в спортивном комплексе «Юбилейный», а также на всех объектах инфраструктуры чемпионата. Спасибо. News from Moscow. Final score of the game between teams Norway and Sweden. Norway 2, Sweden 3. Team Sweden is winner. В Москве закончился матч между командами Норвегии и Швеции. Со счетом 3-2 победу одержала сборная...
5. peräkkäinen voitto ja tänään se tuli Ranskasta luvuin 3-1. Mikä oli tämän ottelun tärkein anti?
No kyllä me oltiin 2 erää kyllä niin kuin todella hyviä, että jämäkkää pelaamista ei me annettu kaverille oikeastaan mitään. Ja semmoinen kärsivällisyys siinä omassa pelissä kuitenkin, että me jaksettiin jauhaa niitä maalipaikkoja, niin se oli hyvällä tasolla. Kolmannessa vähän löysättiin peliä ja kaivettiin vähän verta nenästä, että tuli tuohon vaikeuksia, mutta loistavaa alivoimaa.
Oletko tyytyväinen? Mitä sanot tänään nähtyjen maalipaikkojen määrästä ja siitä, miten joukkue niitä loi?
Kyllä mä oon tyytyväinen, että ihan kaveri oli sumputtanut tuon maalin edusta ja me vähän muutettiin siihen, yritettiin saada vähän happea toisella erätauolla siihen, että ekalla erätauolla happea vähän ja onnistuttiinkin, niin saatiin jatkopaineesta sitten maaleja, mutta vaikeahan sinne oli saada kiekkoa, mutta pystyttiin ne maalipaikat luomaan mitä tarvittiin.
Ketjukoostamuksissa vielä jo pientä viilausta, se tiedettiin ennen otteluakin. Aho ja Komara on vaihtanut nyt paikkaa. Lajunen tietysti tuli uutena miehenä sisään ja Pulkkinen nähdäkseni ei päätöserässä pelannut lainkaan. Miltä tällä rintamalla näyttää kaiken kaikkiaan tämän pelin jälkeen?
No nyt täytyy analysoida, että kyllä mä oon tyytyväinen noihin ketjuihin, että Sallinen haluttiin nähdä laiturin paikalla, että se on ollut meillä vähän ajatuksia. Vähän meni rikkonaiseksi, ei nähty montaa vaihtoa, mutta nähtiin kumminkin.
Kiitos paljon.
Joo, kiitos.
gentlemen, final score